Before the Cold War, the US already had a template for fear politics. Have you ever heard of the Palmer Raids? Let me tell you about it. After World War I, the US was a tense place. Wages were unstable, strikes were abundant, and people were scared that revolution could spread from Russia to the States. And then came a wave of bombings in 1919. One of them actually exploded at the home of Attorney General Mitchell Palmer in Washington, D.C. And that attack became the perfect fuel for a story that the government wanted to tell anyway, which was that there were radicals hiding everywhere and they were dangerous. So the Justice Department built a dragnet with the help of a young J. Edgar Hoover. They created lists of suspected radicals and they launched what they called the Palmer Raids. In late 1919 and early 1920, federal agents and local police raided meeting halls and homes across the country. People were arrested in huge numbers, often because of what group they were part of or what meetings they attended, or even what language they spoke. Many were held without basic due process, and hundreds were deported. And here's the part that matters for the rest of this series. Once fear becomes a policy, the larger the list expands. It doesn't stop with violent criminals. It hits immigrants, it hits labor organizations, and anyone else that's labeled dangerous by association. The backlash was strong enough that civil liberties groups like the American Civil Liberties Union, which is the ACLU, grew in response, but the template stuck. The template is what gets reused in the Cold War: suspicion, lists, hearings, loyalty tests, and punishment without real trial. These are the same playbook over and over. So here's the question: what liberties do we start to lose if the government creates and then implements a emergency protocol? As always, like, follow, and share. We're in the middle of our Red Scare Cold War series, and so follow along for that. And if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, leave them in the comment. Have a good one.